This girl named Asumi was just scrolling through social media when she suddenly received a notification that someone named Pumpkin Knight had followed her. She saw the profile picture of Pumpkin Knight and started laughing, saying that it's not even Halloween. Thinking that Pumpkin Knight looked like a cool person, she followed her back. Immediately, she received a message from Pumpkin Knight that said, "Asumi, time to die." When she saw the message, she started freaking out because Pumpkin Knight knows her real name. While she was trying to figure out who this Pumpkin Knight is, someone rang the doorbell. Hearing the doorbell, she got really scared because there's a chance Pumpkin Knight is the one who is on the door. She decided to see from the window before opening the door. When he looked outside, she was relieved to see a person holding a package to deliver. She immediately went out and opened the door. But as the door opened, that delivery man fell on her hands. She got really scared to see that the delivery man's head had a big hole in it. Before she could understand what was going on, she saw Pumpkin Knight standing in front of her holding a big knife. She immediately locked the door and tried to understand what was going on. She was wondering what she should do to survive. Suddenly, she received a call from a guy named Kuya. She immediately picked up the call and started shouting for help. Kuya said to her that Naoka has escaped. When Asumi couldn't remember who Naoka was, Kuya reminded her that Naoka was their classmate during junior high school. Naoka was the one who they used to bully in school, and because of that her mental health worsened and she was admitted to a mental hospital. However, this morning she killed all the nurses and patients and escaped. Right then, Naoka stabbed Asumi from behind. Asumi started crying, asking for forgiveness. She admitted that she was wrong and said sorry. But Naoka has no intention of forgiving anyone. She used the scoop spoon that was attached to her knife and scooped Asumi's eyes like ice cream. Because Kuya is still on call, he was hearing Asumi scream and was asking her what is going on. But Asumi was in no shape to answer and ran outside the house. Behind her, Naoka was slowly chasing her holding her phone. As Asumi can't see because of her eyes being scooped out, she accidentally walked into a road and a fast-moving truck crushed her. Kuya was still on the phone and asking Asumi about what was going on. But as Naoka is the one who's holding her phone, she told Kuya the Asumi is no more. Naoka cuts the call warning Kuya that he's next. Next day, Asumi's funeral was held and many students joined it. Kuya and his friends, who are also a target for Naoka, also joined the funeral. The big guy's name is Arata, and the girl's name is Saki. Arata assumes that Kuya still hasn't spoken to the police even though he was the one who last talked to Asumi before she died. Right then, a guy named Naruto arrived there and said that they shouldn't tell the cops. Because if they tell the cops, police will also suspect them and investigate them. After junior high school, it's their first time getting together like this. Many news reporters arrived outside the mental hospital from where Naoka had run away. They report that more than 20 people have been killed by the suspect A, who is Naoka. On the other hand, Naoka is dancing happily while watching the news. In the meantime, Kuya and the others were together. They are still not feeling guilty. They said that a person who has an appearance like Naoka is naturally going to get bullied. Saki raises a concern asking if the person who killed Asumi is really Naoka. She asked if anybody has been in contact with her. Kuya said that he's not completely sure, but last night when Kuya talked to him from Asumi's phone, he heard her voice. He said that she has the same childlike voice as she had during junior high school. Kuya reminds that Naoka was a type of girl who always babbled about something. She was a self-centered egoist who thinks nothing of people. So, Kuya concludes that the person who killed Asumi is indeed Naoka. Hearing his story, Naruto said that if Naoka still has Asumi's mobile phone, they can track her using GPS. He said that they'll catch Naoka before police does, and then kill her and make it look like a suicide. Hearing that, a shocked Saki accidentally shouted their plan in a loud voice. Naruto immediately asked her to keep her voice down. Because if someone hears them, they'll be in danger. Unfortunately for them, an old man heard what Saki said about killing someone. So to save themselves, she started talking about killing a game character. This made the old man think that they're just joking and left thinking how they can joke at the funeral of their classmate. After the old man left, Saki asked Naruto if they really had to kill Naoka. Naruto explained that if the police caught her, they'll just treat her as a mental patient and will just put her in a mental hospital as an innocent sick child. So, if they want to completely remove the threat, they have to kill Naoka. In the end, they all decided to kill Naoka except Kuya. He remembered how he wasn't able to save Naoka during junior high school, and now it's the same. His friends are planning to kill her, but he can't do anything to stop them. Then, Naruto asked Kuya to give him his phone because he and Asumi were mailing each other. Using that, they'll track Naoka and catch her if she's still holding Asumi's phone. When Kazuya unlocked his phone to give it to Naruto, he saw that Pumpkin Knight had sent him a message. Seeing that, Saki revealed that a guy named Pumpkin Knight has also followed her. Arata and Naruto also revealed that Pumpkin Knight has also followed them. Seeing the situation, Saki assumes that Pumpkin Knight is Naoka, because the thing that made her go crazy was a Halloween pumpkin. She started freaking out saying that they will have to pay for what they did to Naoka and ran away alone. When Kazuya tried to stop her, Naruto said that they should just let her run alone and use her as bait to catch Naoka. So, they run after Saki to find her and use her to catch Naoka. In the meantime, Saki was sitting on the stairs crying that she didn't want to die. Right then, an old man standing behind her asked her why she's saying something like "don't want to die." This is the same old man who almost caught them making a plan to kill Naoka. When she was about to leave, the old man stopped and said that he heard what they said was familiar with the deceased Asumi from junior high. He asked her to tell him if she knew something about Asumi's death. He revealed that there are suspicions that Asumi's death was not an accident but a murder. Hearing that when Saki turned back to ask the old man to go away, she saw that the old man had already been stabbed in the head. The Pumpkin Knight is here to get her revenge. Without wasting a moment, Naoka took out the knife from the old man's head and hit the other side of the knife on Naoki's nose. Saki started crying with pain after just getting hit once. Naoka asked her to stop crying because there's plenty more to come. With that, she proceeds to hit on Saki's nose again and again. Meanwhile, Naruto is trying to find Saki. While he was finding her, a girl named Nozomu arrived there. This girl is here to make a move on Naruto and smash him. But suddenly, someone started the fire alarm which caused panic in the funeral hall and everybody had to get out. It was Naoka who started the fire alarm, and now she's alone inside the funeral hall. She has trapped Saki inside a bag and is taking her somewhere. After some walking, she reached Asumi's coffin. She stood in front of her coffin and said, "Don't worry, your friend will suffer a similar fate soon enough." Meanwhile, people have finally realized that no fire has broken out and assumed that someone has pulled the alarm as a prank. Kazuya and his group, who were trying to find Saki, weren't able to find her. In the end, it's now finally time to take the coffin and cremate Asumi. There, Kazuya overheard two girls talking how Asumi's body is messed up and she'll be cremated without anyone seeing her face. Right then, Kazuya spotted Naoka standing on the rooftop of the funeral hall. When Kazuya saw her waving her hand, he realized that Saki was inside the coffin with Asumi, and Naoka was waving her hand to say goodbye to Saki. Now, Kazuya has told Naruto and Arata that Saki is inside the coffin. They ran away to get to Saki before Naoka. Naoka was still standing on the rooftop seeing them running behind Saki. She said to Kazuya to run away as much as possible, but there'll be no forgiveness. Before Kazuya and his group even left the funeral hall, they spotted the dead old man hanging from the rooftop. The man's body is completely messed up, like stomach is torn open, and body is stabbed with many knives and scissors. Kazuya quickly calmed himself and said to Arata and Naruto that they had no time to waste. They immediately booked a taxi and went behind Saki, who was trapped in a coffin. Right then, Naoka appeared right beside their taxi with a big metal pipe. She smashed the taxi's front window with the pipe, killing the driver in the process. Because of the accident, Kazuya and his group also got injured. With that, Naoka left without wasting a moment. On the other hand, Saki has finally woke up inside the coffin. She can't move her body to make noise because she is completely tied up. The coffin has reached the crematory, so Saki has to do something fast if she wants to survive. At this point, Saki didn't know that she's locked inside a coffin. She finally realized where she was when she saw dead Asumi under her. Outside the crematory, Naoka is sitting looking at his phone waiting for something to happen. People are slowly dragging the coffin toward the furnace, while Saki is crying thinking that she doesn't want to get burned. She was trying to ask them to stop, but she couldn't say anything because her mouth was tied up. With that, they put the coffin inside the furnace and started the fire. Saki started burning alive in the fire. When Naoka saw smoke coming out from the crematory, she started dancing because Saki is burning inside the coffin. While she was celebrating, two police women stopped her celebration and asked her to remove her pumpkin because they wanted to see her face. But Naoka had different intentions. She stabbed the first one with a big knife and shoved a big metal pipe inside the second lady. On the other hand, Saki is still burning up. Her scream was finally heard by people when the tape around her mouth burned up and she got free. When people heard that there's someone alive inside, they immediately stopped the flames and brought out the coffin. When the lid was open, Saki was completely burned up, but she was still alive, enduring immense pain. Her body was messed up and she was rushed to the hospital. Kazuya and his group were also in the hospital because they also got injured when Naoka crashed their taxi. When Kazuya saw Saki completely burned up, he finally decided to tell the cops because Naoka is getting out of hand. Arata and Naruto also understand that Naoka is even killing innocent people and decided to do as Kazuya said. Meanwhile, doctors are checking Saki's condition. Suddenly, she started freaking out. The doctor thought that she's in shock because she went through a very painful experience, but she is panicking because Naoka is here. When doctors finally spotted Naoka, she didn't stop. She immediately started killing all the doctors. She stabbed one with a knife, and brutally killed others using the tools that were there for performing operations. Now it's Saki's turn. To kill her, Naoka gave her a high-voltage shock. Because of which, the power of the whole hospital was cut off for a moment. When Kazuya saw the power suddenly getting cut off in the hospital, he immediately rushed to check on Saki. When he reached the operation room, he saw that Saki is still alive but her face has cut all over it and it's completely messed up. It turns out that the one lying on the bed isn't Saki but Naoka. This is Naoka's real face. But Kazuya and the group still thinks that this is Saki and just put bandages around her face. Saki's parents were abroad, that's why they'll come tomorrow. Arata said that all the nurses and doctors died but Saki survived because they came before Naoka was about to give the final blow. Hearing that, Naruto told them that Naoka has left Saki alive on purpose. He said that she has no intention of killing, she's just playing with them to torment them. Arata refuses to believe that because Asumi died by Naoka's hands. Then Naruto reminds him that Asumi died because a truck crashed here. There's a chance that Naoka didn't intend to kill her like that. After telling his thoughts, Naruto said that they'll not tell the cops and deal with Naoka themselves. Because she will not kill them immediately, their chances of catching her are high. While they are talking about killing Naoka, she is hearing everything lying on the bed. When Naoka saw Kazuya looking sad, she thought to herself, asking Kazuya to not make such a gloomy face as she'll end all this soon. At the police station, police officers found a pumpkin that was under the operating table. They also found schoolgirls' uniforms at the same place. Head police officer analyzes everything that had happened until now and concludes that all the deaths and this pumpkin are connected. He asked the cops to give him the names of the friends of the victim who is in the hospital. Cops gave him the list of 3 friends. When the head officer saw Kazuya's picture, he said that Kazuya is the one who'll most likely confess. On the other hand, a nurse came running to the doctor and told him that including the doctors and nurses from the ICU, there should be 8 bodies carried to the morgue. But there are 9 bodies instead of 8. And the extra body is of a woman who has severe burn marks and also electrocuted. Meanwhile, Kazuya is sitting near the bed where Naoka is lying instead of Saki. Seeing how Naoka is sitting beside her, it reminds Naoka of her old days. Naoka thought that after she got rid of Saki, she hurt herself enough so no one could recognize her and lay on the bed in Saki's stead. While injuring herself, she didn't feel pain because she's used to it. Right then, Naoka got up and was about to strangle Kazuya as he's sitting here all alone. But before she did that, Kazuya called her name even though he's sleeping. Back in junior high school, Naoka and Kazuya used to be really good friends. You can say they were girlfriend and boyfriend. Now, Naoka was chosen to become a Halloween queen. Naoka knows that she got chosen to become a queen because someone has prepared a trap for her. But Kazuya said that this is not a trap and asked her to be confident. Immediately when Kazuya said that, she got really happy and said that she'll definitely become the Halloween queen. But when she became queen, her face completely burned because of some trap. Suddenly, Kazuya woke up and he was seeing these old things in his dream. He thought that nothing would have happened if he only had tried to stop students from bullying Naoka. After that, he left the room. While walking in the hallway, he was thinking that he wanted to apologize to Naoka. He wanted to calm down her anger, but he couldn't do anything. Right then, someone appeared in front of him wearing a pumpkin head. The imposter didn't say anything to him and just ran away. Kazuya followed her thinking that she is Naoka, and she led him to a corner. When Kazuya caught up to her, he saw a head police officer and Naoka standing behind him. It turns out that the head police officer used Naoka's pumpkin to lure Kazuya and asked him some questions. Without wasting a moment in useless questions, the police officer asked him to tell them about the story of Naoka and what they did to her to make her angry. While they were talking, Saki's parents finally arrived at the hospital. When they saw their daughter, they freaked out and asked doctors about what happened to her. On the other hand, police officer is showing Kazuya the pictures of everyone who got killed by Naoka's hand. When Kazuya was looking at the pictures, he spotted Saki's photo. Seeing that, he immediately realized that the one who is lying on the bed is not Saki but Naoko. Meanwhile, Naoko got up and stabbed Saki's mother with an injection. After that, Naoko threw many more injections at Saki's dad. Finally, Saki's mother realized that the girl in front of them is not Saki but Naoko. She immediately called Naoko a monster and said that her daughter used to tell her that there's a girl in her class who is a complete weirdo. The mother said that Naoko's face got burned because she was a monster. Hearing all that blabbering, Naoko got really angry and started stabbing Saki's mother with multiple injections again and again. Meanwhile, Kazuya finally revealed the story of how Naoko's face got burned. He said that when Naoko was chosen as the Pumpkin Queen, a pumpkin head was put on her face as a reward. There were firecrackers inside the pumpkin head. Kazuya said that Naoko was an oddball and was bullied because of it. The bullies put the firecrackers inside the pumpkin head on purpose to make fun of her. She was supposed to be humiliated in front of the whole school. However, the firecrackers went up in flames, Naoko's hairspray caught fire and the pumpkin itself started to burn. As the fire couldn't be seen outside the pumpkin, everyone just laughed and watched as Naoko rolled on the floor. After hearing the story, the police officer decided to stop Naoko and asked Kazuya and the cop girl to stay on guard. When the lift doors opened and they were about to leave, many people ran inside the lift in panic. It turns out the fire has broken and everyone is running to save their life. In the crowd, Kazuya also spotted Naoko. When the police officer and the girl were finally able to leave the lift, he spotted Naoko inside the lift, but it was too late as the lift doors closed right then. Suddenly, a nurse screamed behind them. The police officer immediately ran to them and asked them what was going on. When the police officer and the girl entered the ICU, they both got scared to see the state in which Saki's parents are. Like both of their heads are gone, the husband's stomach is cut open and intestines not to different places. In the end, both husband and wife's head are placed inside the husband's stomach. Meanwhile, Naoko was talking Kazuya. She said that she took Saki's place in the ICU because she knew that Kazuya will be there. When she was about to leave, Kazuya wondered why she's not killing him. So Naoko answered his question. She said that she's not killing him for now because she is saving him for the last. Before she walked away, Kazuya stopped her and asked her why she is going this far. He said that they just did a prank on her. Hearing that, Naoko revealed that it wasn't a prank but a trap specially for her. She explained everything that happened that day. It isn't fully revealed to the readers what happened to Naoko that day. When Kazuya heard the story, he asked her why she never told him about it. He said that her story is totally different from what he heard. He asked her why she didn't tell anyone about this. So, Naoko revealed that she told many adults but everyone turned a blind eye. That's why she decided to fight on her own. With that, she leaves the place after giving a flying kiss to Kazuya. Right after she left, the police officer arrived there and asked Kazuya about where Naoko went. Kazuya said that she's not here anymore. After that, Kazuya explained everything to Arata and Naruto. They started panicking after realizing that Naoko had heard their whole conversation where they were planning on killing her. But Kazuya didn't care about that. He just wanted to know who was the one who set up the trap and burned Naoko's face. After a while, when Naruto was sitting alone, Nozomu arrived there and said that she has the pumpkin mask. When Naruto asked her how she knew about that pumpkin, she answered that during junior high school, she was the one in charge of the Halloween party. While preparing for the party, she saw Naruto doing something with the pumpkin. And during the party when Naoko's face was burned after wearing the pumpkin, she saw Naruto and Arata laughing out loud. Seeing them enjoying the scene, she realized that Naruto is the one behind and she also took the pumpkin back home with her. Now, if Naruto doesn't want her to reveal everything, he has to satisfy her. But when the fun was just about to begin, Naoko arrived there and popped Nozomu's balloon with a fishing rod. Now that Naoko knows that Naruto is the one who is behind everything, Naoko is here to punish him. Seeing her angry, Naruto started shouting that it was just a prank and asked her to calm down. But Naoko isn't here to listen to him blabbering. First, she cut Naruto's hand and divided it into two, and then she smashed his head with a concrete brick and made him unconscious. With that, Naruto kidnapped both Nozomu and Naruto. Now, Naoko has tied both of them up in such a way that if Nozomu tried to move or free herself, the string around the Naruto's neck will tighten up and cut it down. Naruto also spotted another pulley and wondered what that is for. Then, she brought out her mobile and started live streaming. In the meantime, Arata and Kazuya were eating in a restaurant waiting for Naruto. Right then, Kazuya found out that Naruto has been caught by Naoko and is live on YouTube. Meanwhile, when Nozomu tried to go near Naruto, the string around Naruto's neck slowly tightened up, making him feel immense pain and blocking his breathing. So, to keep Nozomu away, he started kicking her in the face, asking her to back away. When the live stream gained enough viewers, Naoko came to Naruto and asked him to confess everything. In the end, Naruto had no choice but to confess everything on the live stream. He revealed that he put the sulfuric acid in the mask. He took the sulfuric acid from the science prep room and he filled polythene bags with it. Then he taped them inside the mask. That way the bags would pop with the slightest touch. Then when Naoko wore the pumpkin head, the acid completely melted her face. He did all this just because he didn't like Naoko's face. Everyone who watched the live stream got really angry and said that they should report to the police. Kazuya also got and grabbed Arata from the collar. He asked him about the reason why they did such a thing to Naoko. Arata revealed that there wasn't any reason, they just did it because it was fun. After confessing everything, Naruto asked her to let her go. But Naoko had no intention of letting him go. So Naruto tries to waste her time while slowly loosening his rope to break free. Suddenly, Naoko pierced Nizumo's head with the knife and killed her. Then, Naoko picked up another string and attacked it to the door by passing it through the second pulley. Now if anyone comes to save Naruto and opens the door, he will die. Immediately, Naruto started asking for forgiveness, saying that he knew what he did was terrible. But Naoko has no intention of doing that because when they were bullying her, she also screamed and asked for forgiveness, but they never stopped. Saki, Asumi, Arata, and Naruto, all four of them bullied her non-stop. Only Kazuya was the one who at least didn't take part in bullying her. Right then, Naruto was finally able to free himself and without wasting a moment, he attacked the string that was around his neck to Naoko's hand. Suddenly, Arata and Kazuya arrived there and opened the door. And when the door opened, Naoko's hand popped like a balloon. Arata also didn't waste a moment and started beating Naoko immediately. While he was doing that, Kazuya was just standing and watching like he did when Naoko was getting bullied during her days in junior high. Suddenly, Kazuya finally built up the courage and kicked Kazuya from behind. After saving her, Kazuya hugged her and confessed his love to her. But while they were hugging each other, Arata and Naruto hit both of them from behind and knocked them out. Immediately after that, all the videos of Naruto confessing his crime were deleted from the internet. Also, the police was ordered to stop the investigation. It turns out that Naruto's dad is mayor and is a very influential person who can do anything. At the time when Naoko got burned, he was the one who forced everyone to change their testimonies to save Naruto. Now, Naruto and Arata are sitting in a van with Naruto's dad while they have tied up unconscious Kazuya and Naoko and put them in the back seat of the van. After a while, they reached a construction site. They are here to bury both Kazuya and Naoko. Inside the construction site, there's a big hole. First, they drop dead Nozomu in the hole, and after that, they drop Kazuya and Pumpkin Knight in the hole. Luckily, Kazuya fell on the dead body of Nozomu because of which he survived. But Naoko wasn't that lucky. Many metal rods pierced her and killed her. Seeing her like this, Kazuya started crying. Right then, a girl climbed down the hole holding the pumpkin head of Naoko. This is the same policewoman who was working on Naoko's case. When Kazuya was going back to the town with the policewoman, he finally snapped. He decided to become Pumpkin Knight himself and kill Naruto, Arata, and the mayor, Naruto's father. As Halloween is coming closer, many people are setting up pumpkins and purchasing them. When Arata saw pumpkins everywhere on the streets, he was getting scared thinking of Naoko. He got so scared that he even accidentally punched a lady holding a pumpkin. Immediately he ran away and went to Naruto. He told Naruto that he can't stop thinking about Naoko. And Naruto also realized that Arata's mental health is getting worse and worse as Halloween is coming closer. When Arata started saying things like Naoko will come back and kill them, Naruto kicked him out. Now while Arata was in a lift, Pumpkin Knight appeared on top of him. Suddenly, a thread appeared in front of Arata, and when he touched the string, it immediately started strangling his neck. He struggled really hard, but it was no use. And when he looked up, he was shocked to see Pumpkin Knight is back. Right then, the lift door opened because someone pressed the button from outside. Arata immediately started asking for help from the person who opened the door. But it turns out that it's the same lady whom Arata punched today in the market, so she took her baby and ran away without wasting a moment. With that, the door closed and Arata was still struggling for his life. Suddenly, Arata grabbed Kazuya's hand and dragged him down, also freeing himself in the process. When he grabbed the arm, he immediately realized that the person was not Naoko, and from the voice, he realized that it's Kazuya imitating Pumpkin Knight. Then, Arata was about to smash Kuya's pumpkin head, but Kuya took out some knife and inflicted deep wounds on Arata's leg. Without wasting a moment, he kicked Arata's wounded leg again and again. Seeing how he's getting brutally beaten, Arata realized that the one standing in front of him is not Kuya, but the demon pumpkin knight who has crawled out from the hell. Kuya didn't waste a moment. He grabbed his knives again and started making holes on Arata's back. Suddenly, Kuya accidentally tripped on the blood that was on the ground and lost his balance. Arata took the opportunity and pushed him outside the lift. Then, he immediately closed the door and went to the higher floors. After reaching the destination, he slowly dragged his injured body toward Naruto's room. But he has to hurry up as Kuya is climbing the stairs at full speed. Arata started banging Naruto's room's ring bell non-stop, calling him. At that moment, Kuya also reached the floor and ran toward Arata. When he was about to land an attack, Naruto opened the door and pushed him inside. Kuya didn't stop even after the door closed. He used his small knives to slash the door again and again. After some time, when he finally stopped, Naruto and Arata were able to take the breath of relief. While lying injured on the bed, Arata explained everything to Naruto. He explained how the one who was behind was not Naoka but Kuya. He called Kuya the one possessed by the Pumpkin Knight's demon. After telling the whole story, Arata advised him that they should tell the cops now. Hearing that, Naruto put a pillow on Arata's head, blocking his breathing. He killed Arata and said that he himself will take care of Kuya. Meanwhile, Kuya is sitting in front of Naoko's grave. He put the pumpkin head and small flower on the grave and said, "Only 2 more to go." Behind him, the policewoman was also standing. She is working with Kuya because she wants to get revenge from Naruto's father. Naruto's father once framed her dad and killed him, so that's why she's helping Kuya in order to achieve her own revenge by killing Naruto's dad. Right then when she checked her phone, she saw that Naruto's father was heading toward his son's apartment. Hearing that, Kuya laughed maniacally and put on a completely different pumpkin head. He immediately left with the policewoman to kill Naruto and his dad. On the other hand, Naruto has also gone mad. He has cut down Arata's body into pieces and packed it inside 3 different bags. Seeing the scene, Naruto's dad started to realize that his son is also slowly going mad. After that, they left the room to throw those bags filled with Arata's remains at a secret place. On their way, they spotted Kuya standing on the bridge. He was already there waiting for them, and when he saw them, he threw a cylinder at them and said, "Trick or treat." That cylinder hit the van, causing it to crash. Both the policewoman and Kuya ran toward the van holding knives. But when they reached near it, some gangsters came out of the car. 3 people went toward Kuya to catch him, but Kuya had bug spray. He sprayed it on 3 of them after mixing it with the fire. This attack injured all 3 of them severely. But Kuya didn't stop there. He used the same attack on 3 of them again and again in order to kill them painfully. On the other hand, the policewoman wasn't weak. She easily defeated the 3 gangsters who tried to catch her. Now only Naruto and his dad's left. When the policewoman ran toward the car, Naruto's dad immediately drove the van backward and hit the policewoman. This injured her to the point where she was unable to move. Without wasting a moment, Naruto's dad drove the van towards Kuya. But Kuya didn't get scared. He jumped up, lit the lighter and threw it inside the van. As Kuya threw a cylinder inside the van before, now when he threw the lighter inside, it caused the cylinder to explode. In this explosion, Naruto's dad was burned to death, but Naruto was able to escape with some injuries. Now it's Naruto's turn to receive his final punishment. Naruto got up and slowly ran toward the city. Behind him, Kuya was slowly chasing him. While running, Naruto spotted 2 people on the motorbike. He immediately stopped them and asked them for help. He told them that a killer is chasing him. After hearing Naruto, instead of helping, they started laughing at him. They just said Happy Halloween and left without doing anything. They just thought that Naruto and Kuya were just cosplaying for Halloween. After some more running, Naruto reached the city. He told everyone that he's getting chased by a killer, but no one helped and just laughed while saying Happy Halloween. While running through the laughing crowd, Naruto realized that everything that is happening to him is the same that he did to Naoko. After some running, he accidentally entered a dark alley and encountered a dead end. As there's no choice left, he immediately kneeled down and started begging for forgiveness. Hearing his sorry, Kuya asked him to stop and said that they are just doing this for fun. Fun. This is the same reason for which Naruto and his group bullied Naoko. Everything that Kuya did to Naruto or Arata, he did it just for fun like they did to Naoko. Saying that, he smashed the handle of his knife on Naruto's head and injured it. Then he used the knife and forcefully peeled out some of Naruto's skin from his head. He peeled the skin and skull so deeply that the brain was visible from the outside. With that, he took out a bottle of sulfuric acid and started pouring it in his brain. Because of which, Naruto's whole face and brain slowly melt down. In the end, Naruto died the most painful death. After that, Kazuya cut down Naruto's head and started dancing on a building's rooftop. Everyone who saw him dancing called him a demon. Next day, we see that Kazuya has been admitted into a mental hospital. He has completely lost his mind and gone mad. Meanwhile, at Naoko's grave everything was normal, but suddenly, a hand came out from the grave and Naoko said, "Nothing can save you bullies now." This old man sitting with a lady was looking at his phone. He showed a picture of his grandchild to the lady and told her that his grandchild is coming to visit him with his parents. They talked with each other about modern society, saying that it is really easy to communicate with someone who is living overseas using new technologies and stuff. After some talking, the lady congratulated the old man for getting discharged from the hospital. Right at that moment, the lady's head was blown up, her eyes and brain matter scattered everywhere. She died instantly without even knowing the cause of her death. Old man and the driver got really scared, so they decided to immediately call the police. When the old man looked behind through the broken window, he saw a girl wearing a pumpkin head, holding a shotgun, riding in a motorbike coming toward him. Naoko loaded the gun and started shooting at the car. Old man immediately lay down to save himself. Unfortunately, a guy, who was sitting beside the driver's seat, got hit by a bullet which blew half of his face into bits. He also died on the spot. Because of the sudden attack, the driver wasn't able to control the car. The car randomly moved to the other side of the road where construction work was going on. A machinery that was drilling the road cut the car into two pieces, and the driver also got cut into two. Like this, 3 people died a horrifying death, only an old man is left now. Old man asked for the reason for killing these people from Naoko. Before saying anything, she first loaded her gun, which scared the old man even more. Old man immediately started begging for his life. Hearing his pleading, Naoko brought out a phone and showed the old man a picture. She said that this woman and her kid wanted to talk to him, that's why Naoko needed to kill him. Before killing him, she said to the old man that she wanted to ask him some questions. She asks him questions about some accidents. She asked him how fast he was driving when that accident happened. She asked him how come he didn't help the victims after the accidents. She asked him why he didn't call his subordinates to call 911. Finally, she asked him why hasn't the story of those accidents shown on the news. After she finished asking these questions, she reminds the old man that he didn't even get arrested for that accident. An accident that serious should have gotten him locked up without questions. Naoko asked him how the hell did he manage to get away. She told him that his subordinates are pretty occupied, they're already dead, so she asked the old man to not ask them and answer himself. After all, since he's the one who did it, he should be the one to explain. But Naoko thought that she would not be able to believe a single word this old man would say, so she decided to kill him. At that moment, from the hand of the gun, some spikes came out. Seeing those spikes, the old man started crying, saying that he'll turn himself in if she lets him live. But Naoko didn't listen. She hit the old in the face with the hand filled with spikes. After getting pierced with a spike, when Naoko took away the gun, a pool of blood started pouring from the old man's face. After a while, news about a pumpkin head killing someone appeared on the TVs. People weren't even shocked at this point because this is already the 5th case. Another reason why the people aren't caring about these murders is that everyone that died by the hands of that pumpkin head were the ones who committed some crimes, but never got charged for them. On the other hand, the head police officer was digging out a grave. This is the place where Naoko was buried. The policeman is here to confirm if Naoko is dead or not. Old man learned about this location after questioning Kazuya and that police lady who worked with Kazuya to kill Naruto and his dad. He knows that this is where they buried Naoko, now he's just hoping for her to be dead. While digging, he said that there are people who think Naoko is a hero, but he will never see a killer as a hero no matter what. In the end, after digging for a while, he confirms that Naoko is alive. While he was really tired and gasping for air, there was someone on the tree behind him, seeing everything. The person said with a smile, "Trick or treat." The next moment, the person appeared behind the policeman, which shocked him. Because this person is Naoko and she has a completely fine face with not a single scar. Without doing anything, Naoko ran away from there. The policeman ran behind her asking to stop, but she didn't listen. The policeman is really shocked and wonders why Naoko's face doesn't have a single scar on her face. The policeman thought that this whole case was full of mysteries. It's been a year since it started and he still doesn't have any answers. He questioned who Naoko really is. While running, he accidentally tripped and hurt his ankle. But he didn't stop, he slowly moved forward in order to find Naoko. After some walking, he found a mansion in the middle of the forest. He can't jump inside the mansion because there's a dog inside. Inside the mansion, Naoko was standing near the window looking at the policeman standing outside. She wonders who that man is. She asked why she felt like she knew that policeman. Thinking about that policeman, her head started hurting. She can't remember anyone from before. At that moment, a man walked inside the room and called Naoko's name. This man is a doctor and asked Naoko to not push herself. He told her that she'll gradually remember things over time. When Naoko saw him, she was really happy. Doctor went toward the window and noticed that there was someone outside. Naoko told him that the dog chased him away. Doctor asked her if she went outside again. Naoko didn't answer and just smiled, which means yes. Suddenly, the doctor put his hands on Naoko's shoulder and said to her that he knows she wants her memory back. That's why she goes outside from time to time. The doctor told her that she can't put herself in danger like that. Doctor said to her that he'll not be able to live without her. Hearing that, Naoko answered that she understands and will not go into the forest alone anymore. At that moment, the doctor noticed something on her. The doctor noticed a mark on her face and thought that it's cyanosis. He called it another failure. He thought that it doesn't stick very, so he'll need to do another surgery. Noticing that the doctor is worried about her face, Naoko smiled and told him that he doesn't have to worry about her face, she's super lucky just to be alive. Hearing that, the doctor hugged her and remembered the time when he found Naoko. When he found her, she was really injured crawling on the ground. At that moment, the doctor took Naoko home and treated her. He thanks God for letting him help Naoko. But when he looked at the pumpkin head and many different weapons on the wall, he thought that maybe it was the devil who let him help Naoko, not God. Meanwhile, the policeman has found the details of the person who lives inside that mansion. The person is Ryui, 58 years old, graduated from the Imperial University School of Medicine, and he's a doctor. On the other hand, we see a guy throwing money everywhere. While he's throwing the money, his underlings are picking up the money from the ground. At this point, he's so happy that he thinks that he can take over the world if he wanted to. A guy asked him why he's so happy. So, he told him that he never thought he could make so much money with just a phone call. Suddenly, their celebration stopped when someone started banging on their door. They thought that the police were here. Boss immediately started panicking, saying that if the higher-ups find out about their little side business, they all will die. Seeing the boss panicking, a guy told everyone to hold their weapons and stand in front of the door. He said that they'll cause confusion, and in the confusion, the boss will run away. Boss also cheered them to hold the front while he planned to run away. While he was shouting, someone stabbed him in the back from the behind and cut it like a cake. The Pumpkin Knight is here to purge the evil. Now Pumpkin is already famous, so they immediately realize why she's here. Seeing her, the secondary boss ordered all the men to hold their weapons and attack her. He thought that it's just a high school girl, she's not their match. At the same time, all the men ran to attack her. First, Naoko dodged these two men's attacks, and immediately slit the throat of one of them, and cut the stomach of one of them. From the stomach, his intestine poured out everywhere. Like this, both of them died painfully. After that, one more guy came to attack her, she easily dodged his attack and his head like a cake. Seeing the horrifying scene, all the men got really scared, thinking how a high school girl is taking down a Yakuza. They realize that she's totally a prop killer, so everyone starts running away. Secondary boss begged them to come back, but they didn't listen, saying that only an idiot will fight a demon like her. When these men opened the door to go out, someone else was already waiting for them. This guy is wearing a unicorn mask with the word bleach written on it. He loaded his shotgun, saying that it's time to clean up some trash. Immediately, he shot everyone in the stomach and killed them on the spot. The secondary boss got really scared seeing another guy and thought that this person must be the one pressing the intercom. At that moment, Naoko grabbed him from the head and said that he's right. While crying, he asked Naoko why they're doing this. He asked why they're specially targeting them and not any other gang. Naoki answered that there's some people who want to see him. She showed him a photo of an old couple. She reminds him that he was the one who stole this couple's retirement saving and drove them to suicide. Now then, Naoko decided to ask him a question like she asked the old man before. Before asking, she said that there's a whole mountain of victims like this couple. She asked him why he did that. What did he need all the money for? Naoko loudly guessed that he's going to quit scamming people from now on. He started crying, shouting that he'll quit everything from now on and asked Naoko to forgive her. He held her leg and asked her to not kill her. But Naoko didn't listen. She started kicking the guy in the face with no sign of stopping. Doctor, who was wearing a unicorn mask, saw the scene and thought that she's really amazing. He thought that released from an innocent soul, Naoko is a being of pure violence. In the end, Naoko cut down the head of the guy and killed him. Doctor called Naoko pure and thought that if she ruled the world, it'd also become just as pure. 1 year ago, Ryui found Naoko in the forest in almost dead state. She had multiple puncture wounds and was losing a lot of blood between all of the bruises, bone fractures, and ruptured organs. She was a huge mess. And yet, she was somehow still alive. Even after being buried in a state of suspended animation, her strong will to live allowed her to escape. Looking back, it was at that moment Ryui was first drawn to Naoko. He took her to the lab inside the mansion and thought that he had been exiled from the medical world, but he was able to build his own intensive care unit in secret. It was made under the cover of darkness and illegal surgeries, but his operating room was much better than the ones at the local hospitals. When Ryui was about to start the treatment, Naoko asked him who he was. Hearing that, Ryui got really shocked. He can't believe that Naoko is still conscious. So, Ryui asked her not to worry because he's a doctor. Answering that, the doctor asked her who she was. She answered that she's the Pumpkin Knight. With that, the doctor started the surgery and it took him 10 hours to complete it. He had to use all the blood bags he'd saved up along with his most expensive drugs. But it was all worth it. Because he had a feeling that this girl would help him make his dreams come true. He had a feeling and it was right. In the present, Naoko showed the half head of the guy to Ryui and told her that she did it. Ryui praised her and thought that with her great physical abilities, violent aggression, and no conscience, she can do it. Ryui thought that she'll be able to help him purify this rotten world. He is also happy that Naoko lost some of her memories, which made it easier for him to order her. On the other hand, Kazuya was in the mental hospital. He was sitting in the corner like a dead person. Doctor told the policeman that he's been like this for the past year. Subscribe for the next part.